Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. I am God's Loner and I'm back with another episode. In today's episode, I wanted to talk about, I actually realized I don't actually make intros. I barely ever make intros, even though this is probably like my fifth video podcast. I never make intros. But I feel like I just want to make myself and everybody else comfortable. I don't know how or where the knowledge or the sense is behind that, but yeah. So I was just laying here in bed. It is 3 a.m. in the morning, and I am, by the way, that is a very bad example of what I will be talking about today. I realized that today, no, not today, but like in general, it's a new year, right? And we all have so many plans. We all have so many resolutions we want to take off the checklist and so many things that we want to do, right? And it's only like the fifth day or the fourth, I don't know, and I'm here and I can't sleep, right? But that's not the point. The point is today is Tuesday. Monday, I was like, okay, so this is what I'm going to get done. And, I wrote it down all in my journal and I had a plan and I was ready. And I only did, I think, half of that, right? And one thing I have normalized with myself is prioritizing rest. Prioritizing rest is a big thing for me, but one thing I haven't gotten used to is prioritizing rest even when it is needed, out of your control. Because majority of the time we have things that we want to do, like, oh, I have these and that I want to do, and then I'll rest maybe like on Wednesday. But what happens when your body needs rest, but it's out of like your control? It's not something that is planned. Like it's needed right now at this very moment. You need to rest, because if you don't, then your body's just gonna malfunction. And then I realized that the rest that I that I thought I wouldn't need for like the next few weeks or the next few months, is what I need right now. Literally after I started, a day after. And then it doesn't make any sense. Like, how is it that I need rest after literally doing half the work on the first day that I had planned to work? And I realized that I just come from a very traumatic year. I just come from a year where I had to build up a survival mode version of me. And I am slowly letting go of that because the year's over, school and everything. And I had to just put up this whole survival mode version of me, because I have very, very bad, severe social anxiety. So imagine going out into the world all by yourself as a grown-up now. So that took a very big toll on me, so I'm not physically exhausted. Oh no, please, I'm not physically exhausted. I'm like the most hyper person, but I am very much mentally exhausted. And one thing that I really hate is when such things interrupt the plans that I have. But it's one thing I really want to emphasize, one thing I really want to romanticize in your life is prioritize rest. I think I've mentioned this in one of my videos before. That is, you are not in a competition with anybody else except the older version of who you are. You are not in competition with anybody else. So take the time to heal we have come from a very traumatic year. And if you're the type of person who decides that every single year they're gonna be different or a better version of themselves, you can start by healing. You can start by resting, because I know very well that I was not the only person who was in survival mode the whole of 2021 and 2020 because of this pandemic and the fact that it's just getting worse. Truth be told, it is getting worse, especially when you're South African. It's like there's so much things that we have to deal with as people, but there's so many things that we also have to deal with as individuals. So that's a load on top of another load. And taking time to rest, taking time to heal is very beneficial for you. Not only that, but setting the boundaries, because you might want to rest, right? And you might want to heal, but circumstances around you may not allow it. Family, work, school, that's where the challenge comes in. But there are certain things that we can't control, and there are certain things that we can. You can't control school and the times that you go to work or whatever, but you can control those other times that seem very unnecessary and that add on to who you are. The hobbies or the things that you do in your spare time, or things that you look at and you feel like are really unnecessarily taking up your time, especially friends, especially people in general. People play such a big impact in our lives and we don't even realize it. It is okay. It is okay to say to your family or your significant other or your kids or your friends that not now, just give me some time, please. And if they love you, they will understand. But if they feel like you taking some time off for yourself is affecting them in some way, then you really need to question that friendship or relationship that you have with those people. Setting boundaries is very important, especially in this year. Setting boundaries is very important because I know for sure that majority of us are taking this year to heal from the years that we just had. I loved 2021 because we were introduced so much to mental health. We were educated deeply on mental health and what it is and how it affects us, and the impact it has on our lives, on our communities, and us as individuals. And taking all that knowledge and applying it to our lives and who we are this year is very important. It's very important to take care of yourself, both on the outside and on the inside. So setting up boundaries is very important when it comes to resting and healing right now. But I'm not speaking from the point of view of an expert or a professional, because here I am, supposed to be having at least 8 hours of sleep, but I've got a very big battle with insomnia. So I'm here awake, and I thought I should make this time productive, because I'm not gonna spend hours scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, so even though that is what I was doing like not a few minutes ago, but I realized, let me just do something productive, because there is no sleep coming anytime soon. And even though I force myself, I'll just lay here for like 5 hours looking at the ceiling or talking to myself or just creating unnecessary fantasies in my head. But yes, but one thing that is very hard for me to do, and one thing that I'm struggling to normalize, but I am normalizing the best that I can, is taking advantage of rest, because I understand what it feels like to not rest. When I don't give my body, my mind, my soul that necessary rest, it has a very, very bad and negative impact on myself. Because if I overwork myself, especially if I feel like I'm in a certain competition with somebody who's not even on the same level as I am, like their mindset is way far away from me. Sometimes we compete with people who don't even know us. Yes, then people on social media, we feel like, you know what, I'm like 20 now. I'm supposed to be living like this. I'm like 18 now. I'm supposed to be like that, and we're competing with people who are not even on the same journey as us. Competition is a very, very, very bad thing for ourselves. Comparison kills, y'all. Comparison kills, because we don't understand somebody's journey enough for us to compare ours to theirs. We don't. We don't. So when you have that type of mindset and understanding that you don't know what it took for that person to be there, so you have no right to feel jealous of them in any way, you will start focusing on yourself and your own journey. So it's okay to put it down for like a week. It's okay to put it down for a month. It's okay to put it down for as long as you feel like you need to, in order for you to feel like that old self again, in order for you to go back on track. But you have to take rest. Whenever your body says no, whenever your body says, I just can't listen to that, because there were times where I felt like we need to do this, we can rest later. And then I had this really awful mental breakdown, and I went into like a severe depression episode. It was very bad. For a whole 2 weeks, I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't shower, I couldn't do anything. I stayed in my room for a whole 2 weeks, y'all. Imagine. Like, I'm literally not even overreacting. I'm not like, I'm not. A literal 2 weeks, I was in my room. I only went out of my room to like use the bathroom, and everything else was just history. I stayed in here. I woke up and I was just on TikTok from sunrise until sunset. Like, half of the day I was crying, but because I took advantage of my body, I took advantage of myself. So if you don't want to see yourself there, if you don't want to see yourself totally drained out or burnt up, then don't take advantage of yourself. Take advantage of rest. Take advantage of rest. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how small you feel like the task that you need to do is. Okay, when your mind or your body or your emotional or your mental health says, I just can't right now any further than this, then take advantage of that and rest. Lay down. Rest is not a bad thing. If anything, rest is my favorite thing, because I get tired very easily. Sometimes I'm starting to think that I'm lazy, but you're not. You're not lazy, you're not procrastinating, you're taking care of yourself in the best way that you could ever, for the future self that you're trying to build. When you listen to these motivational videos or podcasts on anyway, they always tell you to get up, but they never tell you to, take it slow, chill. It's really hard to want to be a very productive person and also struggle with mental health. I literally want to see more of that romanticized on social media, like wanting to be the best version of yourself, getting up, working on yourself, improving yourself, but also understanding that we are fighting little battles that not everybody is. So we need that extra attention and that extra caution for ourselves in order for us to function like normal people. So I'll be that for you for now. I'll be that motivational person who will tell you to get up and be the best version of yourself. But when it gets too much, take it slow. Rest. It is okay to just lay in bed. And if that does not sit well with you, I watched a video on TikTok. Yes, I do watch inspiring things other than the other things that I watch. But this guy said, if you can't brush your teeth for like 2 minutes, then brush them for 30 seconds. If you can't eat 3 times a day, then eat 2 times a day. If you can't exercise for like whatever amount of time that you exercise, at least take a walk. The moral of the story is 20% is way better than 0%. If it does not sit well with you to just sit in bed and lay there for like the whole day, then take care of yourself in the smallest of ways, because 20% is way better than 0%, to be honest. I like small accomplishments. I like congratulating myself in the smallest of things, like, yay, we brushed our teeth today, twice even, or we had a shower, or we took a shower, or we had 3 meals today, or we got like a little bit of movement in our body, congratulating myself on the small tasks is like, it literally makes me feel good, because I know nobody else is going to do that, because nobody else notices that. Everybody always notices what you do on the outside, like the big things that have quality, or are in like 180 megapixels, whatever the megapixels are, I don't know. But like, congratulating yourself on the smallest of things will literally make the bigger things even more valuable. When you congratulate yourself on the smallest of tasks, even though they're like meaningless to everybody else on the outside, make them meaningful. Yeah, you took a walk today, because that's way better than who you were yesterday and what you did yesterday. Now, I will leave you with this. Prioritize rest, but always try to be way better than who you are yesterday. What I mean is that don't leave yourself the same as you were the day before. Even if it's upgrading yourself or improving yourself by 1% or 0.1%, just do not leave the person that you built the same as you did the day before. It will leave you feeling so good about yourself when you just add on or improve yourself little by little. Because not only will it distract you from the fact that you're not doing what you want to do, but it will make you feel like you're doing something. And that's something that does not drain you at all or take too much of the effort that you're trying to put in to rest. So I am going to stop this podcast here. I just wanted to tell you about the most important part of this journey that you're trying to do with self-improvement is the rest. Is the resting part. Even though the rest comes undecided or out of your control, take it. I don't care if it's a Wednesday. I know Wednesdays are just weird days of the week. I don't know. Is it just me? Because I don't understand Wednesdays at all. But even though the rest is required on a Wednesday, take it. Take it, because it will benefit you for Friday. I don't know what that means, but it's 3 a.m. in the morning, so I don't know what anything means. But yes, thank you for listening to my podcast, guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and we'll meet again in the next episode.